Good morning, class 7. You guys are doing good. Keeping safe, keeping happy, being at home, loving your parents, respecting them, and doing some physical activity also. Or your immune system will go down. You have to work out. Work out in the sense you don't have to pull weights or you have to go to the multi gym or something. That's also good. Do it at home. Do your punches, kicking, and your stretching, and do some leg lifts, do some sit ups, do some push ups. Just keep fit. Just 10 of each. Do it 10 each every day. So if you do 5 exercises, you have done 50 exercises done. If you do 10 exercises, 100 exercises done, 10 each. So every day it will take 15 to 20 minutes, or just do a warm up, a jog, or skip, jump, do squats, and try to be fit and take care of yourselves, isn't it? So that's the best part, how to go ahead and do it. So that will keep you fit and keep you fine. You have to eat properly, you have to sleep your required time of sleep, you have to get up and you have to eat, and you have to study and you have to play. So everything has to be in a disciplined manner. If you have a disciplined life from now on, your whole life you will go forward. You won't have any problems. You'll be self-dependent. Try to do your own job. Don't wait for anyone to do it for you. Don't wait for your mother to come and pick up the plate for you. Take up your plate, pick it up, go and wash it and put it in the dish rack, or keep your plate wherever you keep it. What's harm in doing your job yourself? Learn to do things yourself. I do myself. I cook myself sometimes when the cook is not there. I clean my room myself. I wash my clothes myself. I polish my shoes myself. I get ready for school myself. I eat myself. Some children who I have seen, basically in Kolkata, Bengali children are very, that love fed thing. Oje, oje, oje. Their parents are always doing. And feeding the class 9 child also is being fed, then sent to school. What will that child learn? What self-dependent will that child be? Because we don't know what has life in store for us. We have to be strong and we have to be self-dependent. So that's what's all life about. So for being self-dependent, you don't have to go to the military, you don't have to join. But yes, if you join the military, you will know what is discipline, and what is integrity, and what is diversity, and what is democracy, and what is everything. You will come to know what is freedom. In the school we want to say that why aren't we at home? Now you're at home, now you're saying why aren't we at school? Why do we always complain? We have to accept life the way it comes, and we have to go about round about it, and it's like that. Sometimes your mother cooks vegetables. It's the veg day. Then you say, I want chicken, I want egg. Start eating veggies. I also sometimes ago I used to complain a lot. In the military I never had to complain. In the hostel life I never had to complain. But in my normal life, when I left everything and I came to working about in private jobs, I used to sometimes get into arguments with the guy who used to cook for me. Why do you cook this? I pay you money for it. Why don't you buy the right things according to my taste? He said, then my cook one day told me that it's better to eat on an average thing every day, so you get to taste everything, and eat according to the seasons, whatever vegetables come. Now in the summer, in winter I want to eat a watermelon. So does not make sense, but yes, we do get it in the market. It's quite expensive at that time, but I would prefer. But I listened to him. He was also not so educated, but I being educated, and then I heard him and I listened to him. I said he's not wrong. Sometimes we don't get things in the market, so that we don't have to scream our head, we bang our head on the wall. That's not done. So it's like that. We have to accept. You are very lucky that you are in this era and you are in this century and you have seen the pandemic. People sometimes ago in 1820 saw it. That was an epidemic. You are seeing the pandemic and we have all come through it. And you are the most precious emeralds of the world, and thank God, I pray to God every day for you. All are in my prayers. And I really pray to God honestly that keep you all safe, the children of Hartford, and I am very pleased that God has listened to my prayers. All of you are fit and fine. Cold and cough is normal, it happens every day. But to get safe from this disease, it's very much more better. And I am thankful to and pray for all the children of Muzaffarpur, of India, and of the world, that because you guys are something different and you very special, you are a replica of God. So you are very special, and government is also thinking, we just can't say open the school and you guys go to school, and it does not happen like that. You just can't go to school. There are norms and there are risks also, which we don't want you to get into trouble, don't want you to get sick, we don't want you to be in hospital. So that's why we are taking so much of precaution. The government actually is taking so much of precaution to make sure that children are safe. You are the future, guys. So you will be facing this, you are facing this actually pandemic, and it's going to be history at some point of time. After 2 years or after 1 year, it will be in the history book. Pandemic, what happened, and you have been through it. You are a live viewer of it. You have seen it, you have felt it. So it's a huge opportunity, and new times are coming, a new beginning. When something is ending, you have to end something. You have to say bye bye to something to say hello to someone. Okay, so you are ending something to start a new beginning. You have to end the end, then another movie starts. We cannot keep on watching 10 movies together. It has an ending. It's like that. So just be positive and be happy and take care of yourselves, and God is there. We'll see each other. Don't worry. So English. Sorry for saying so much and getting you bored and all that. But we are on the 9 billion names of God. Oh my God. Again, God has come in between. He is everywhere. So 9 million names of God, even we don't know who calls God in what names. I believe that God is there. All gods are one. We have different languages of calling Him, different ways of worshipping Him, different ways of having faith in Him. That's the diversity. That's the democracy. That's the freedom which we have in our country. Rather, now all the countries are becoming democratic. So there were these two guys, engineers, who were sent to Tibet, to the lamas. They wanted their request was to make a computer and a software which will help us getting all God's names on a list from alphabets. How many alphabets? The alphabet numbers will be in a rearrangement. It has to be an arrangement of like where is that place where it says, I'm sorry, not more than 9 alphabets. Now all the 9 alphabets with sounds will be given to the computer, and it will keep on throwing names. The computer software has to be made in that way. So the things which we are going to do it in 1,000 years, it will do it in 300 days. Or rather, 15,000 years which we are going to do, they'll do it in 1,000 days. So 2 guys were sent. One was, they wanted to hire 2 engineers who are going to work on it. One engineer was George Hanley. Other one was other one's name was Dr. Wagner. Wagner and George. Mark 5 is the printer. Mark 5 is the printer. The only source of help is there, the generator, which gives them power, and they have got no other support. They have some other spare parts with them, but in case if they don't have any spare parts in future, they might have to stop work. The printer is keep on giving them sheets and sheets of names. Work is going on, but they are also getting bored. They are saying, actually, how will the computer know about how many gods? Why don't we just have faith in them? Faith in God. That's what they are trying to say. So papers are coming out, prints are coming out, and they're making books and keeping it on the shelf. So many names of God. They want to make a data out of it. So Chuck and George is there, and Dr. Wagner. Isn't it? So Dr. Wagner, the person who the Lama has approached, says that you want to hire 2 engineers. I'll give you 2 engineers, but it's going to take 3 months for them to stay. What type of electricity production do you have? So he said, I have a generator. Great, not a problem. He said, we'll solve it. And you send them by air to India, and I will take them from there. Provided transport, I'll take them to Tibet by road. The nearest airport to Tibet, I'll take you from there. Because computer components are very small, they can easily come in the plane, and transporting is not a problem, so you can go and sit and assemble it. I'll come back in the next video and we'll start from, I'm just repeating this because we have stopped at a place yesterday, and I'll start from there, and then we'll try to finish the chapter if possible. Okay, so I'll be right back.